Yo, welcome back, everybody. Here to the what are we doing? MLG CIS EU last chance qualifiers to qualify for the offline qualifier. I've made the exhibit meme way too many times, so I'll just mention it and not actually make it. But I'm Helium, who's got coffee this time. I refilled during that break. Still with Pat, and the reason for that break was SK Gaming couldn't field 5. Had some PC problems on Magic's boy, so they've brought in Glaive, who I believe was a player for the Copenhagen Wolves in their most recent rendition.
At least that's what his avatar says.
Yeah.
So
they're missing their star player statistically, but could still be able to prevail.
Yeah. I mean, this could benefit Arcade a little bit. Arcade's going to be starting off on CT side. They chose that, as I would too. Wow, instantaneous massive kills up in B, and Arcade, yeah, that's JR on the flank backing off. What is this? Double headshots. Turns it into a 1v1. All he needs is one more headshot on Madi over there. Madi's got one flashbang. He's going to wait on JR to peek the corner. Misses his shot. He's got a preempt just a little bit too high. JR with, what was that, a 4K round on pistol.
Well, that's the one player that we did mention in the pregame that feels like was a couple of years ago at this point. That JR is the star player for this team, and he starts it off in a big way there with the 4K on the pistol. The flank was pretty quick. It was being watched, but it wasn't enough. And Arcade will win the pistol on Train, which is a great way to start off the CT half on one of the most CT-sided maps. Get off to a good start with your economy.
Yeah, let's see how SK ends up adjusting straight off of this. They're going to go ahead and bind some pistols. One person with the armor. They got one flashbang, and they start clustering up all over B. They want to go into the inner bomb site. This grenade could do a lot of damage. Drops Madi down to 57 health. SJR now he's going to go up towards top. And he's thinking about peeking out for some information. SK going to play it slow. But she's going to be the first man to make contact. Good flash. Totally blind. He's just going to spray blind. Gets one kill. Gets two kills. How is this possible? And then pulls out the USB. He almost takes Madi down before he backs off. Teammates right there. Kashander to finish the job.
I like that name.
It has a cool name.
Just got a nice ring to it.
I like Kibakin too.
Yeah. Who's he on now? Is he on Empire or is he on...
I think he's Empire, yeah. Formerly of the Rebels. No, he's not.
He's on YP.
That's it, yep.
Yeah.
Chewbacca. It always makes me think of Chewbacca. I don't know.
So it'll be fun to see that. I mean, obviously he played for Na'Vi quite a few years ago. So he's the bigger name on that team. It'll be interesting. 2-0 now for Arcade. Apparently a second round happened. I honestly wasn't watching. I was trying to look some other stats up and seeing if my coffee was drinkable. And it looks like, again, just kind of running through these first couple rounds. So a well-fought and earned pistol by JR. Really just JR, not so much the rest of the team. But now they've bound themselves together to form a wall on that outer yard, and a quick 3-0. SK Gaming now in the money. They will have rifles.
It was a quick 3K for Coldy. SK able to actually plant the bomb on that last round. So for the first 3 rounds, SK kept it very simple. I mean, all they did is simple one-way rushes, twice onto the B site, and then the one time dropping through towards Pop Dog. Now in the gun round, I would expect something a little bit more crafty. You see Freeze pulling out the AWP very, very early on this. And yeah, nice flash. Just going to slow SK down and allow Arcade to go ahead and take positions. They're not going to push up too far. I expect maybe a little blue dot at E-Box. Not going to happen. Glaive watching Premier to push out. He's not taking anything. Just going to spam around. And SK sets up for what looks like an outer take.
Do you think Freeze changed his name to lowercase f capital R to mock JR, or is that just pure coincidence?
Yeah, it could be mocking.
Or is JR's full name actually Drees?
Drees!
These are the questions that need asked.
That's true. As
Kashander's gone down, we had one man that was Mir, or it might have been Cold. Sorry, it was actually Cold that was on that A bomb site with that FAMAS. Prepping a Molotov, trying to dissuade SK Gaming from taking that outer yard. But again, Kashander went down early. You still got Glaive lurking over there at Ivy. And they're going to transition this into an inner take with just... we landed on Hut G. Maybe Hut Yi, but Hut G easier to say for us. Americanos. And he sees feet! He sees feet!
What are those? Takes the shot. And then
Oh
there's
my
Pimp up
gosh.
high.
And he will see no more. Pimp with a quick double headshot entry. Coldy's still lurking around below ladder, but that's all he will most likely do. And JR trying to save this up.
Well, despite seeing the feet, inner sight goes down very quickly. Nice shot by Goldie, just lurking around, watching for Madi. Takes the kill. Grabs a weapon for his troubles. Then you have Goldie just trying to stay alive. Glaive is ready and willing. Glaive, of course, standing in for the team amid Magic Boy's computer problems. Magic Boy, actually the big stats leader, star player for SK Gaming, the young 17-year-old, not able to be here due to some sort of computer issues. Glaive clearly representing. A 3K round for Pimp before he ends up getting taken out by JR's AWP. Makes it a little bit expensive for SK, but still sitting very pretty on the economy.
Alright, so I finally managed to find Glaive. He spells his name with a 1, officially, so that's why I couldn't find him. Previously on the, what's his current roster right now? Copenhagen Wolves with Percy, Snappy, SMF, and Hunden. And Hunden stats. Glaive is kind of like the third player on that team in terms of just the raw statistics. 1.01 rating, so not bad. What's his KD? 1.03, so positive there as well.
Yeah, he, I forget which game I was watching, but I did see a Wolves game not too long ago. Glaive was consistently the star player. It was an Inferno that I watched, which won't be in action today. Clearly a good substitute, though. You see Glaive messing around with JR. Who shot JR? At Ivy. And there's Brees opening up the round at the outer bomb site. The bomb's not quite committed yet. Now they're going to come through T-Con. That one kill might change their mind. Brees and Pimp clustered up together. Mir and Coley. JO's going to back off. Taking a different angle. Problem is that's going to allow Glaive to come working his way into Ivy. Has control. Coley with a flashbang. Spots one at Pop Dog. Not able to complete the kill.
Pimp finding a headshot there. Pimp's been pretty good on the entries so far. He got 2 into inner on that last round, the first round that they won, and he got 2 onto outer here as they were working their way through the outer yard. 2 kills before the bomb goes down. That made it a 3-on-2 post-plant situation in favor of SK Gaming. Both CTs now, Hutji and JR have wrapped behind the CT halls. They're actually both moving up on opposite sides of the old bomb train. And rest in peace. And JR flashing into that ladder, checking it with utility first. They do finally spot Pimp in the end, and now they've said, we've taken too much time. We don't have kits. Let's get out of here. But look at Madi lurking around in the back. They are going to be somewhat... Oh, okay.
Oh, how easy is that?
They were thinking about checking it, and they're like, nah, the coast is clear. And then
can't be there.
Quick spray down from Madi.
Good patience, too. You know, he saw the shadow coming up first, and you almost want to just pull the trigger right away, but he just lets both of them kind of walk by, lines them up beautifully, and then holds down the sprays. So, yeah, nice, Madi. Showed his experience for the team. That's the first kills he's had so far for SK. SK now back on the board and wrecking the arcade economy. They're not going to be able to afford anything, even 3 USPs coming out, so not even upgrading the pistol. Stacking the A sights. Once Madi comes out and peeks towards inner, he might realize exactly what's up and call for the bomb to come this direction. SK very much spread out, though.
Glaive is just waiting for this middle push. He was able to get 2, did a significant amount of damage to JR, and they push him to that mid connector. And they're actually going to push through. There was no way they were getting out because that was being watched from ladder. So they decided to push through, go up the white halls. JR is able to get 1 more, so that makes a double for him. And Pimp still lurking about. He'll grab a kill at the top of ladder and mirror the last one. Did find himself an AK, so he's scavenged, and now he needs to try to play dead and stay alive.
A moderate success for Arcade, assuming he's able to hang on to the AK-47. You're picking that up for free. You took 2 kills, and specifically they took Glaive down. Glaive was already a little bit low on money at $950. There's plenty of cash on hand for Madi to maybe drop something to him, but it is...
Everyone's a communist in Counter-Strike.
Yeah, exactly. Keeping the money just a little bit low. So SK Gaming going to go ahead and tie this thing up. Keep in mind, this is Train. This is the first map of this best of 3. This is the 3rd one we've done today. Energy level's getting just a little bit low at this point.
Well,
it's SK's Train. Yeah, exactly. I'm sucking down this coffee, so by the end of the map, I'll be talking as fast as blue. I mean, maybe not that.
Hey, blue is a lot better.
Did he slow down?
Last land, yeah.
Good.
I was impressed. Color
Yeah.
me impressed. Color me blue.
Color me blue.
Also impressed with JR, 12-3 right now. Of course, we know that 4 of those came from the pistol, so we did kind of slow down the pace a little bit, but having a stellar performance, unfortunately, not able to get any of these last 3 rounds when it actually came into rifles. SK Gaming, as we might have expected, coming into full fold.
Oh, surprise glaive. Comes around the corner of blue. Doesn't expect to see the Shander around the corner. They're just going to go ahead and commit, charging into the A site, and the frags are going in favor of SK Gaming, leaving JR now all alone after dropping that one player, near the Ivy. JR wants to take the op in the Z connector, kind of a predictable location that gets smoked off instantly, and then he just goes for, presumably, exits. I mean, what are you going to do with an op? Now 4v1 situation. Spots 1, there goes Pimp. Got to be happy with that.
Pimp's also been pretty solid ever since they got to these rifle rounds. He's found an entry, a kill. I think he's found a double kill in every single rifle round they've had, and this one he pulled up a triple, getting at least a frag. So he's been really big. Has kind of moved, like I said, to that support role, but he seems to also, if needed, will be the person to go in first and try to get that entry and let someone else trade further down the line. So I like it. Sacrificial player. And, well, not having to make any sacrifices so far against Arcade.
SK set kind of an alarming precedent right there. Even though they met a lot of resistance at the outer bomb site, they were able to just charge in and motor through that, which might give them the confidence to just keep on doing that, just press through. B site's going to be fully stacked here. This is an anti-eco for SK Gaming. It seems like they want to go into the B site. Nobody's showing either, so let SK fall into the trap and then pounce on them close range with pistols, playing to the advantage of, well, the comparative advantage of your weapons.
And this is the best case scenario for CT Force Spy. Stack inner and they actually run into you, but even still, it's going to be really hard because Shander will get one kill. He's going to show himself at the coils. Did not reload. Actually gets killed going up the ladder. Madi takes him down. Freeze going to hit his shot onto Hutji. Mir trying to slide around the fuel tanker. Oh, almost was given an opportunity to hit another headshot. Missing a few there. Oh, there's one on the Pimp up top. So only 2 going down. They run into the stack and they still win the round. SK got to be feeling confident. Keep in mind, folks, I'll remind the people, even with the stand-in, I did say I don't think Arcade will get more than 10 rounds in 2 maps. So,
well, we're coming pretty close to the magic number 5 number. Right
I'll probably be wrong, but it's okay.
Yeah. Okay, so we're up on another gun round for Arcade, SK Gaming. I mean, even though the numbers were clearly favoring Arcade at the B site, SK just able to dominate, take it over. Economy's still strong. Nice pop flash.
The fact that SK is missing their star player, their young gun, can change that a little bit. So I'm gonna throw myself a little bit of a escape rope.
A little bit of an out.
Yeah.
JR is going to be throwing his smoke a little bit early at Ivy. Kind of like that pop flash he throws. Jumps up high. Nobody expects to look straight up. Priest dropped instantly by the op.
You know who had really cool pop flashes were some of the Asian teams at the Asian qualifier. They had some really
some different
thick
stuff,
pop flashes. Yeah, because like their scene's very isolated. I'm sure they get to watch, you know, European Counter-Strike every once in a while, but we don't really get to watch what they're doing, and they had some stuff that was kind of the same effect, but just a different way to go about it. I enjoyed it.
I like easy and repeatable
yes.
grenades. That's the thing. A lot of these jump throws and stuff, it's not repeatable, especially with the new ruling. If ESL's thing,
they realized that was stupid and they already reverted it.
Oh, you're right. What? Not for
it was stupid. You can't ban something that you can't enforce. Like, what were they thinking?
True. That's true. JR holding his hard angle, spots the bomb, drops Madi, and all he has to do is stay scoped in right here. Kemp has no choice but to walk around the angle, tries to scope in, get the quick scope and shot off, but
so
what can you do when you're posted up like that?
Apparently JR just needs to kill 4 people every round.
That's the plan. JR kill the other team.
Like, no joke that he was the star player of this team. 17-5 right now. 4K on the pistol, 4K on a much-needed rifle. That was their first rifle win, too, so a very big round. 4 big impact frags. Let's see what they can do. or what SK will have to do now to maybe respect that off of JR a little bit more now that he's got it back in his hands.
Nice.
Here's Freeze, here's F-Bar, bringing down Coldy.
No commitment yet on the part of SK Gaming. You see the bomb still sitting way back towards spawn. Just looking for any more free frags that they can pick up. Asilian's starting to peek around the corner here. He sees JR just now around the corner, does just a little up tap on him, drops him down to about 74 health. Then he's going to back off. No need to press the issue. You're a solo man. You don't need to make the play. I mean, this is what really differentiates SK from a lot of the teams within the Last Chance qualifier. They've got all that experience. They know that they don't need to make the play. Allow Arcade to make the mistakes, do some damage, even a little 25% HP damage to JR. That's something that you might be able to work with and convert into a kill.
One less shot you need to land on it when you execute, as they have grouped up to throw smokes and flashes on the outside. Madi is waiting in the ladder room, ready to go, and Glaive, it looks like he'll be taking point on the way outer. Oh, wow!
Surprise!
Mir getting aggressive. They the smokes and flashes telegraphing what they want to do. Mir just goes into the ladder room, takes out Madi, has a great spot, also brings down Glaive, who was supposed to be the first man out in this rush for SK. Pick play by Mir, grabs a double, and Freeze left with a 1-on-3. Quick jumping by Kashander keeps him alive for at least one extra shot. He goes down, but JR trades.
You know, Kashander really should have been taken out, though. He was posted up at E-Box, gets flashed out. He was actually spotted, but he found cover just long enough for that flash to wear off. Then he peeks out and turns it into a very quick 2K and stays alive. So everybody's focused on his position, and then the rest of Arcade's able to just start mopping up the SK mess. We got a tied game at this point, 5-5, and I think your prediction's in a little bit of trouble here.
Yeah, whatever. I'm never right. It's fine.
I'm never right.
Mir, though, the other big player we pointed to watch out for, was really the one to step up on that round, realizing that something needed to be done. And he made the play to go in ladder, kill 2 people. Pretty cool. So, like you said, tied up. SK Gaming still with money in the bank. We're able to buy up Freeze with his rifle again. And let's see what they can't do. Spread out in their default. We got people watching Ivy. It's going to be Glaive and Pimp.
Looks like he actually
worked his way out middle. What a pop flash. Coldy blinding his teammate, who then gets shot in the face by Asilian. That didn't go off well.
No, that's not how you do teamwork right there. Yeah, SK wants to go ahead and push the issue at Ivy. You see them starting to work their way forward. One player's been pushed all the way back. That is JR watching the angle. He's smoked off, throws a molly, and I don't think that's actually going to connect or do anything. And he has just backed off. At this point, Teaser are swarming all over the site. Mir is getting confused, looking for any kill he can get. Turns his back to the enemy, and then he gets pushed up. That's Glaive finishing up with a quick 2K. The site's taken. Bombs all the way over and spawns, so they got to rotate back, pick that up. Shouldn't be an issue, though, unless Hutchie lands the kill, but he's going to get smoked off. Not much you can do about that. He suspects a B hit.
Yeah, they got a little ahead of themselves, kind of pushing out and taking that outer yard and leaving the bomb behind. Maybe something bad could have happened if the outer take wasn't so successful. JR's moved out on the retake now. He's already landed 1 frag. Well, he's got 2 in the round. Hit 1 when he started trying to retake. Asilian and Freeze, though, gonna lock it down. Get that lead back, now 6-5. SK still leading and is on the T side.
Round could have really gone awry for SK Gaming, taking the site and then wasting that much time to get the bomb down. Maybe fortunate that Arcade got confused, rotating 1 player back to check on the B side for that classic fake strat.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that counts as confused. Like, they didn't see the bomb, so it kind of made sense based on what they were seeing.
It did. And you wouldn't expect, frankly, a sloppy play like that coming from SK. One of those situations where it worked in spite of themselves. JR immediately going down right here. 1-for-1 trades as the B site gets hit hard.
Oh, Pimp lurking, though, but the main offensive wasn't all that effective. Hutchie has sprayed down 2 people. Pimp's going to throw a high pop flash, trying to help out Madi, who was able to get 1, but Mir's there for the trade, so it's still advantage Arcade, 2 versus 1. Pimp's got the bomb.
Yeah,
and Kashander's going to take him out, so 6-6. And my prediction's definitely wrong.
Yeah, Kashander just had a perfect read on exactly what was going on. If the bomb's not going down at the B site, then clearly he must be backing off. Just the right position, and holds just a horrible, horrible angle. able to pick it. Well, good for him, but horrible for SK. Picking up that last kill. 6-6, so yeah, Arcade really showing what they can do. This is SK's map choice. This is a map that Arcade traditionally tries to avoid. And they got to be rallying around this. Maybe they've got some fight in them. Mirage is going to be up next, and then we have Overpass as our third map. SK, again, playing nice and slow. Trying to bait out the frags from Arcade. Asilian's already pushing on up on the edge of blue before he backs off toward T-Con.
All right, here's Madi getting that opening pick. Him and Glaive working over at Ivy every round. Either I've noticed Madi or Glaive and Pinto Glaive over at Ivy working those picks, but look at Coldy grabbing 2 kills. And where did that actually happen? That happened over in the outer yard up by ladder, I think. And here's Mir still at Ivy. Not going to give it up, and that's actually where Glaive is. He'll go down, but he does get the information for his team. Bomb down out by E-Box on the backside of that red train. And did we lose our cameraman? It looks like we might have.
Yeah, Kevin's gone.
Yeah, game crashed. Alright, so he'll be back in. I was wondering what the camera was doing. Kashandra, though, 2K. It actually turned into a 1v1. Glaive was able to do a bit of damage.
Yeah, Glaive's a solid player, though. I mean, he's standing in for Magic Boy, but he's done serious work for Copenhagen Wolves. What is he, 9-3-12 right now, so he's keeping up with the SK boys. Problem is, probably should have backed off and tried to save that weapon. The economy was extremely low for SK Gaming, and now they're just in a full-on save. Having an AK-47 might be able to convert that into some sort of a kill here or there, which would actually do significant damage to Arcade. Their economy is quite low as well. It's just one of these back-and-forth tit-for-tat deals. Heavy presence up there in B, and Hutchie is able to take 1 down before getting traded out. He gets all the information, though, and that forces Arcade to go ahead and restack with 2A, 2B. SK is not going to take the bait, though. They're going to back off, and let's think about it. Let's figure out exactly what's going to happen and possibly go towards A's side. At least they're bunching up in that direction. For the potential.
Yeah. It's gonna be pretty hard to find another kill though. Like they get the first one because they're rushing and they're being explosive and they just take down Hutchie, who's that more aggressive player towards the halls. But they're not gonna find that opportunity again on this map. Look how far back the players inner are. You got Coldy all the way at Z, and back of the inner yard you have JR with his op. Maybe if they went out mid connector, they'd be able to bring down here. He's playing a pretty close angle, but I don't think anyone else is falling this round unless they can close the distance. But JR. Got 2 kills with a USP. Alright, he's a god. I'm convinced.
Yeah, JR's doing some sick work. SK still able to drop out and plant the bomb. Minor victory. I'm sure they would have liked to pick up a couple more kills, but the bomb's going to give them just a little bit more money to get fully kitted out at this point. That's 2 rounds that SK's lost in a row, so they're not quite 3 rounds in a row at this point. So, yeah, they're getting plenty of money. About 5.5k, that's more than enough to buy fully on the T side. AWP coming out for Freeze. SK's been spending a lot of time doing these slow plays on A side on their gun rounds. And I think Arcade's adapting rather well.
Yeah, they might need to change that pace up a little bit, hit something fast.
Well, this time you see a lot of concentration at B. JR is going to go ahead and peek the angle and take the issue with the AWP. Misses his shot, giving Pimp a free frag.
Uh-oh, JR maybe feeling himself a little bit too much there. 22-8. He's like, I could take on the world. Going for that upper catwalk peek into the halls. And he goes down. Didn't even do a point of damage, of course, since he misses his op shot. And Freeze going to try to get some more, expecting them to be playing far back like they were last round. They're trying to boost up, look for that kind of new opening of train. Take someone off the back of the inner train, or that Z train. Not finding anything, but still taking it slow. And also still Glaive watching Ivy, as that is starting to get pushed. Coldy and Mir are trying to make that play. They will just miss Glaive as he steps up these stairs.
Arcade has completely rotated almost as far from B site as you can get. And then they finally start realizing that nothing's going on. I think that's information from pushing out Ivy, where they realize what's happening. And now Freeze tells them, yeah, we're at B. We're at inner. Taking the first kill, and then picks one more up. Kashandra's going to find himself all alone. Glaive's there watching. It does some damage, not able to finish up the kill. Pop
got all of the flashes.
There you go, Glaive coming out on top. A much closer first half than I think we would have expected, certainly more than you expected, with Arcade coming out on top.
Yeah, I mean, it is worth noting SK have a stand-in and they were on the T side.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I was expecting, you know, SK to obviously be more dominant than they were, but JR had other plans. 22 and 9. I mean, he's got more frags than anyone on the server by at least 10 kills. Madi and Pimp have 12 each, so that's the next closest. And he's more than doubling anyone else on his team. He's got 22, Kashander has 10.
Wow.
So it's been the JR show on the CT side. It will likely be harder to find that same success when you're trying to op on the T side, though.
And he actually got 2 4Ks, and he won 3 clutch rounds, 3 1VXs.
Yeah, he was pretty insane.
Yeah. Look at his ADR, too. 138.8.
Not bad.
I was ultimately unimpressed, though, with SK's T side there. They were very consistently doing these super slow plays into the A site, which seemed to just get stalled out on a consistent basis. They had a lot more success when they were just fast, charging in.
Yeah, it might be a little stalled out because, I mean, Glaive is a good player, but he's not going to exactly know what SK wants him to do or when he wants to do it. So, like, that could be affecting their slow tactical play. Because I watched some demos of Train for them, and it doesn't seem like it's quite the same SK, like a few cobwebs in the gears or something like that.
Well, let's see how the defense stacks up. You see Asilian. We're locked on. He sees the flashbang. He knows something's going to happen.
No one looks!
He's got all the intel, all 5 on the B site. No one's going to expect him up here.
That's so smart. Taking his
1,
time,
2.
shooting fish in a barrel. Goodbye, fish.
Now he knows one's going to be up here. He's going to challenge up top. We see this from JR's point of view as he chases Cillian down. Cillian jumps down, escaping, and he's got a teammate. So he's going to put a little bit more pressure on JR. Bomb's been dropped. JR has to push in.
JR's got this. 5K for JR. Oh.
Well, all right then. The patience of Cillian. I can't believe he let all 5 of them go. He just counts them. 1, 2, 3, 4,
that was
5.
sick.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, you hold that on. The only dangerous thing, like if you actually do hold the angle he was at and they do push you, there's no way you can get out because you have to go all the way across the hallway to get back to cover to escape. But that is a pretty sweet off angle because if they do all just go lower, you can do that. Just let them all go by. Everyone's going to be focused looking at lower. No one decided to go through upper. They weren't getting shot at, so they just assume it's clear, and assumptions get you killed.
Big risk, big reward. Paying off for Asilian and SK Gaming. That's an important pistol round win right there. They can take that momentum and start charging forward on CT side.
They do the exact same thing. Imagine if he was there again.
That would just be embarrassing. I imagine somebody had that in the corner, though. Asilian doing a decent hold right here, dropping it down to Mir. Last man standing. He'd love to get that bomb and at least plant it for the money because at this point the round is pretty much lost. Going to go ahead and charge through the smoke. Nobody expects that, but he finds himself in a 1v2. It's Madi who ends up taking the final kill with an SMG. $600 and a round for SK.
They did actually attempt to check it. I'm just not sure if you can actually see the player based on the angle that you're given. I don't know if you can see past the box, but they tried.
They tried.
Either way, it's no plant either of those rounds, right? Yeah, so no plants. No extra money coming in, which means this round 19 or 4th round of the second half is not actually going to be that strong for Arcade. Unless they can maybe get a rifle and save it or something. Well, actually, on the T side, that doesn't really even work because you won't get any money. And yeah, they try to go outer with a quick little split through mid-con and ladder, and they get destroyed.
Yeah, 1 by 1, they're just completely mowed down by SK Gaming. That was actually really great for SK Gaming. They used very, very little utility, so they were able to hang on to all that. They didn't lose a single player. Great for the economy, starting to build up the bank. So even if SK Gaming find themselves in trouble going into the gun rounds, they can hold out for just a little bit longer. 1 loss, they should be able to buy next round. AKs, and then now JR holding the AWP for Arcade. This is our first T-side gun round for the team. See what they choose to do with it. A lot of pressure up top. Cillian taking a couple of pot shots. Not going to land on anybody just yet.
It looks like JR might be responsible for, once the smoke clears and they can take control of the box halls, he's trying to pass off the bomb without making noise. Most likely, he will go on that upper catwalk and look for that inner pick, and it seems like they're going to try to build a round off of JR's success if he can find it. Nothing to find with the op, though. Cillian's playing right under the catwalk. He'll never spot that. Playing behind that unspammable bomb train. That's a really good spot to hold the bottom ramp. And if anyone rotates over and covers you at Z, then they have your upper catwalk covered too, because that's where you're vulnerable. Ooh, fire going down. Asilian just going to retreat, and they're going to play for the retake here on the inner site. Glaive on the flank already. And Kashander's waiting for that. JR hits a shot too. He does find the first kill of the round. Kashander quickly answering with the second. And Asilian, who backed off and stayed alive, dealing with Murr around the fuel tanker. Pip opping again. Finds a shot as he's picked that up from Priest. Nice to see. And now Madi moving in has found 2. Kashander and Coldy up in the halls. And, you know, no Molotovs as we'd normally see. Bounce it off that door, landed on the bomb. Coldy will try to do the same thing with the flash, allow himself to peek out, and they go at the same time, but both Pimp and Madi hit their shots.
And Mira on the other side of the train, he bought a tremendous amount of time for his team, but the problem is the bomb got planted just a little bit too late, and then once it got taken out, you got those 2 players for SK Gaming pushing out for an instantaneous retake. Got a little bit hairy. Gonna force a couple of rebuys for SK Gaming, but like I said, they're sitting on so much capital at this point from that flawless round that it's out of hand. Arcade. AK-47s, the trouble is they have so little utility. They don't have a lot of options.
2 smokes.
Yeah. They're gonna have
and
to
they've used all of it already. So they're going
Yeah.
fast, and I think that makes sense. Don't have a lot of utility. Hit them hard. Hit them fast. And that's somewhat working out. 3-on-3. It's gone into an even trade here. Madi's able to slide back behind that bomb train.
Mir's gonna get free frag.
Freeze is actually in trouble, yeah. Free frag for Mir as he squeaks his way out of Ivy. Nicely done. Now they are waiting for him to peek off the back of Green. Both of these guys just playing on the inner side of that outer bomb train. Don't know how to call that, really.
Madi backs off. Checking the Ivy corner. I don't think anybody from Arcade is actually going to be watching
Madi's just
this
going to get this. He's going to get his free kill. But oh no, his teammate goes down. Now he's been spotted. Can't get them both. Kashander is able to move in there, get that last frag, and 9 rounds for Arcade.
I have to say, hats off to our cameraman, Kevin. Whenever I seem to think, you know, I want to see this angle, or I think this player's going to make a play, instantly the camera's switching over to that angle. So, good work, buddy. Money for Arcade Gaming is just good enough to eke out a small buy. They got the AKs. Again, going to be super, super low on utility as they spread on out for more or less a default. You got Mir and Hutchie both watching towards Ivy. Going to put a little bit of pressure down and bait out an instant grenade from Madi. He's also got an HE grenade. If he throws this just right, it could do some damage to Hutchie. And not that much. 89% on the HP.
Oh, that at least gets him within 1 shot to the headshot, so... I mean, the nade didn't do as much as you maybe thought it would have, but at least it did enough to be somewhat relevant. Not to Mir, just 1 HP to Mir. And looks like did he chuck a smoke out the windows above ladder to maybe try to outer fake? I'm not sure what JR just did.
It looks like they want to take the bomb towards A and actually fake B site.
Yeah, so I guess he didn't throw anything. He just cycled nades, never threw it. Yeah. I wonder if they'll actually execute behind this. I mean, they kind of have to at some point. At least send 1 or 2 out. Smoke's hitting Asilian, backing him off. He's really, really isolated in these smokes. He will pop and flash his way through, but Asilian also got blind by a flash that came over the wall onto the inner site. And the rotations have come in. 3 men playing inner. Coldy's going to go down. They realize, wait a minute, we've been bamboozled. There's only 1 man in here. We got to get back outside. Molotov's going to keep Kashander. Actually, he'll go down as Madi spams him out. Pimp still hiding behind the bomb site. Goes down killless, but Madi from Ivy on those wooden boxes, finding 2 frags. Now taken down. Nice headshot by Mir as he's up on the trains. Glaive getting spammed before he can even peek out. Free now, showing up with the op. It's Mir against the world. 2 kills and a nice backflip off the train, but that doesn't win you rounds.
But they do get several points for style on that, so that's what counts. 12-9 is going to be the scoreline, and Arcade, you know, good thinking on the fake right there, and it actually worked. It sold the fake for SK Gaming. They're too fast on the rotate.
Or, like...
You know what actually happened there?
They were too slow to push through the smoke that was in ladder.
Well, also, you got that pop flash. So the one person who's trying to sell the fake on the B site, he went down way too early. So I think that's what told SK, well, you know, there's only 1 person over here. We need to get over to the A site immediately, and you know, that's all she wrote.
Yeah, I mean, they figured it out pretty quickly, but also, if they did actually still have 3 people in her, if they had just pushed through, they have to have confidence that their fake worked and just push through that smoke at ladder. And bomb not even going to go down here. The Glock train into the inner bomb site of train.
Cillian and Freeze just kind of clearing up the path right there. They tried to just go for a straight up bomb plant, pick up a little bit of cash, and not meant to happen. Arcade very low on cash. They're gonna go ahead and buy this round anyway. I mean, they're really running out of rounds to play with. And the buy doesn't look good whatsoever. They got an AWP in the hands of JR. That's something. A couple of Galils, and again, super light on utility. And I don't like going light on utility when you're T-side trained, because one of the most effective things you can do are all these elaborate smoke wall tactics that almost guarantee you an A-side bomb plant. They're not doing it.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, there is some merit to having a dynamic T-side on train where you can go fast and don't necessarily need to rely on all those tactics. But it looks like this time everyone kind of went in for a smoke and a flash, so they will have enough to kind of spread out, run a default, see what they can find, and eventually commit to a take on either A or B. No early picks, though. A little bit of damage taken to Madi, and Kashandra took some also in return. Still 5-on-5 with a little over a minute to go.
SK is not going to give an inch. Madi looking for a frag. He doesn't move out of
pretty aggressive outside,
though.
Like, Glaive was all the way at E-box, and Pimp was on the back of the red train, so it was a pretty aggressive defense in that outer yard, and now Glaive has gone down to the off of JR. He's opened up around here for Arcade.
Bomb was picked up by Hutchie.
Yeah.
It looks like he wants to push towards the B site. Yeah, Cillian takes a couple of shots. He's going to fall back, brings Freeze in also near Z connector, so he can do a quick rotate, and he's watching for the feet. You know, you can just barely see the feet. Now he sees him. He's going to unload, spraying through the wall, drops him down to 39.
I think he's got an A4.
Well. Good molly. He's not going to stop the bomb plant, though.
Hits in the smoke to reload. Nice. 3-on-3 now. Hits on everyone. 2 flashes still for SK Gaming if they want to try to use them to work their way in here. Cillian still going to be the man on the front lines as he never went down. This was his position from the start of the round. Kashandra op shot onto the face of Freeze. Hutchie on the back of the site. Cillian able to swing around and take him down. Kashandra on the upper platform. Madi brings him down. One more place to watch, and that's lower. They're very ready for it. Madi gets that one as well. 2K for him, 2K for Cillian, and the bomb to be defused. Trying to find some ops, it looks like.
You're fully expecting somebody to be standing on top of the train, so he preempts up in that corner. Otherwise, he would have had a much fairer shake of at least winning the first 1v1 and putting himself into another 1v1. Not meant to happen. SK Gaming started to really run away with this on train. 14-9. We're 2 rounds away from victory, 1 round away from match point, and Arcade on the heels of that bye. Well,
we just need a 16-0 on map 2. My prediction is still going to be good.
then we're good. Hey, it could happen. It could happen. Mirage.
We've seen 2 16-1s already.
Mirage again, though. Best map for both teams.
That's true.
So it could be a whole lot closer, depending on what Arcade can bring.
I mean, based on what we've seen, you would think it would actually be a lot closer.
Yeah.
I mean, they played a decent CT side. T side, though, not quite up to snuff. And this round, JR only has a deagle. Money is low. They're not even going to be quite at max bonus. It will just be a 4-round loss bonus if they lose here, which means not a lot of money into SK Gaming's match point, if that's the case. And it might be Pimp moving forward here in the thin lane. It does get 1 kill, brought down through the smoke. Glaive and Amadi also getting kills at pretty much the same time here on this outer yard defense.
Well, the deagle is not with Arcade. SK Game's going to mop this up real quick. Only losing 2 players. The economy is looking extremely healthy in Arcade. Look at this. They're sitting on about $3,000 team average at this point going into match point. That's part of the problem, though. It seems like Arcade, they've basically force bought almost
they've
every
had a lot of
round.
force buys.
Yeah, so they really haven't had the utility they needed, and they haven't had the real big guns either.
This is actually the most utility they've had in a while.
Yeah, the problem is they don't have the weapons to go with it this time around. They got 2 Tech 9s.
Never underestimate a Tech 9.
Oh, Madi. Yeah,
yo, that nade was sick! Hit him in the nuts, and then it exploded. Somehow that's only half HP. Just CSGO things. Oh, FR free, getting stuck on a nade switch. Would have had that op kill in the bag. And now they've gone for the boost. They naded and pre-fired them off of this boost, and now they're going for it themselves. Oh my gosh.
Well,
2 people almost got caught with nades out, and Ivy JR gets wrecked by that flash, though, and then Mir just gets straight up wrecked. Pimp coming alive here. Was strong early on that T side, looking strong now to potentially close it out. It's Hutchie playing against match point right now, 1v2. He's going to go back and get the bomb. He's got a flash. These have 2 incendiaries.
Bomb has not been seen yet by SK Gaming, so that they can't have any idea where Hutchie is at this point. Problem is they're both kind of on a collision course. Oh, Hutchie could come up absolutely huge.
They're really
working his way
both
towards
playing
Ivy. If he turns right, he's going to come up directly behind both, and this could be an instant 2K round win for Hutchie. Turn around, Hutchie.
It's like watching a horror movie. Turn around! Don't
There's
go in
one.
there!
Has no idea that Pimp's here, though. If he was maybe a little bit faster, he would have seen Pimp. Pimp's going to jump on top of the train, spots him, and yeah, Hutchie still comes out on top with the headshot, keeping Arcade in it.
And he picks up that cannon, that op that JR has been so strong with. JR 28 and 18 right now. Hutchie, I mean, his heart had to be beaten. His hands were shaking right there. He was still getting those headshots in a 1v2 for, map 1 point. That was pretty sick.
Was that an FPS Doug reference right there?
Of course.
My hands are shaking. My hands are shaking.
You always got to put one of those in every once in a while. Yep. Remind the people. Apparently their movie is coming out soon. The Pure Energy movie.
I'm excited
already
about
come
that.
out, actually.
All right, there's Asilian playing real close to the smoke.
Throws that smoke every round, but that's actually one of the first rounds he's actually moved up into it. He normally continues watching it from the lower ramp, so changes up just a little bit and nets himself 1 frag to start off the map. 5v4 now.
Yeah, it's like he spent the entire game teaching Arcade that he's never going to be behind that smoke, and then he stands right there getting the free frag. Dial points. SK Gaming, 1 man up. Arcade's going to work 2 people at Ivy, and wow, Madi, there you go, drops JR. I think he spotted 1 more, so he knows they've got 1 more by Ivy. And it's going to be a 3v5, setting up for A.
Right, Hutchie, is he aware that Pimp has gotten this close? And there is a bit of a wall there, kind of an off angle. Pimp should have the advantage in that exchange, but Hutchie still just blasts him, gives him the old crouch, and Coldy got Glaive. Doesn't know the Glaive's there, but will check it. Gets a free kill here, too. Still, I mean, fighting back. 2 versus 5 this was, and they brought it briefly right there to a 2-on-2 as Coldy got 2 coming out of ladder. Now he's the last one up. Very, very tough situation for him. Bomb is down. He's got to backtrack a little bit to get it, and he's on 6 HP. He's hoping, he's watching things. He wants a mistake. He wants a head to shoot to make it a 1-on-1, but he can't get it. Asilian taking him down, and 16-10. So I'll admit, I underestimated Arcade a little bit. I just looked at the stats and sort of the teams that they had played. So maybe it was a little too harsh on my initial judgments because JR is pretty nuts. But if JR doesn't actually show up for a match, then who is going to take up the slack? I mean, I assume it would be Murr because he also looked pretty capable, made some sick plays early on the CT side.
I mean, Arcade has had some experience playing decent, like, upper tier teams. They've taken maps off of, they've taken Cash off of G2. This is the old G2. They've beaten Flipside in some best of 3s. So they do have some of that upper tier experience. But yeah, for the most part, they're playing games that are playing teams that aren't quite at the level of SK Gaming. Good performance nonetheless. They got to be fairly happy with that. And that's Train. This is a map that they're always avoiding. This time we go into their map pick, Mirage. Okay, good news, Arcade Gaming. You're really good on Mirage. That's great. You've got a good record on Mirage. That's awesome. But it's SK Gaming. And I think you said it yourself. This entire last chance qualifier, probably the best Mirage team here is going to be SK Gaming. So, yeah, you're playing to your strengths, but you're also playing right into the strengths of SK Gaming. What are you going to do about that?
Yeah, I mean, every team, anyone that picks Mirage is going to be playing into the strengths of their opponent, like we've pointed out many times today. I mean, it's always been said that this is a CIS region map / EU style map, and I mean, we got the data to prove it now. It really is. Every single team in here prefers this map. It's their most played. And we'll wait and see what Arcade can get done. If JR has a similar game to what he did on Train, I think it'll be close.
Well, JR certainly carrying the team. 108.8 ADR at the end of the...
He was in the 100 club?
Yeah, he was in the 100 club. That's saying something when you're losing by actually a pretty decent margin, 16-10. And yet you're still dropping 108.8 ADR, 28 kills, leading the server. Watch JR going into the future. I really want to see what he can do on Mirage.
Yeah, I know I will be.
Players dropping.
Yeah, we'll probably take a quick break here. Also want to point out that Arcade's logo is pretty sick.
It is awesome, isn't it?
Big fan of that.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens on Mirage. And also, I mean, I guess SK did win. Maybe I wondered if they were going to lose that map if they'd maybe try to get Magic's Boy in, because of course they are playing with Glaive. Although I think since they started the online portion with him, they probably have to finish it with him as well.
Perhaps. I'm unclear about the rule book on that, because there's something about that for land play. We know that for sure from the NA minors.
Yeah, Obey didn't want to have to play with the stand-in for the entirety of their road to Columbus, so they did opt to lose out and then fight in a best of 3 for survival. But I guess since it's the online portion and you're not actually physically at the LAN, I guess they give it a little slack, because maybe your ISP goes out, your power is out, your computer happens to just explode randomly, a little bit more out of the player's control. So,
well, looks like we have some players dropping out, so we'll have a little bit of time before we go into map number 2. 10 and 16 was your score line. SK Gaming taking the victory. It's going to be Arcade's map choice of Mirage next. Guys, stay tuned. We'll be back with you on Mirage.